Hey guys, how's it going? So let's talk about why you should not become a web developer. I'm a full-stack software engineer with 5 years, soon to be 6 years of experience. And as I'm doing YouTube right now, some people start to ask me questions of can I become a web developer? Or can you help me with my portfolio? And keep on sending me those questions. I really love them. Thank you so much. And what I do ask one simple question. Why do you want to become a web developer? And the type of answers I'm hearing is mainly have to do with web development has a lot of money in there, a lot of jobs in there, so opportunities, and it's a very popular field. It's very easy to get into because there's just a lot of resources on the internet and everybody's just talking about it. However, that is not the right mindset to have because being a web developer will take dedication, will take time. And the type of points I'll be talking about right now is something to think about it, or like really to think about it, because you don't want to spend 1 year, 2 years of your life learning how to become a web developer only after realizing that this is not for you. So it's better to know at the beginning that this is not for you rather to know that at the end and be disappointed. Tip number 1, you need to be in love with solving problems. To give an example, if let's say you don't like playing chess and because it's time consuming, because you have to keep on thinking and it's just a slow game, well, that is probably one of the flags that you may not do as well in web development or in programming, because it's all about solving problems. You do have a problem at hand and you need to find the best solution you can in order to win it, in order to make sure that you have solved it. You can tell it to people that it is working, it's done, and we can move on to different tasks. Tip number 2, learning. It's always about learning. And when it comes to web development, we're in a type of a field where every day, every month, every 6 months, every year, something new comes out. And if you're not up to date with it, if you're not sitting, learning, trying to use it, then you'll become obsolete, you'll become outdated in that field. Meaning there are developers who've been like that in that situation for 5 years, working at that one company with one specific language, with one specific version. If let's say the company closes down, what do? Well, you can't just simply go ahead and find a job, right? Because you've been using something that has been outdated for 5 years. And if you already are trying to do something else, let's say you are trying to update your project right now from one version to another, and if you notice that your project is way behind by a couple of versions, well, you can see that a lot of things will be deprecated. A lot of things are just going to be out of date. All right, tip number 3, freelancing. When it comes to freelancing, you'll notice that it's going to be hard to find clients, but you have to learn to say no to them, because when you sit down, the first thing you have to identify is what is it that you're doing, or what is the rate. You have to identify all of those things. And if you see that there's something off about it, you don't like something, you have to say no. And this is a very difficult part, because when you see that client that is about to take you or really likes you, they want to hire you, and you'll be like, oh man, what if I'm gonna miss on that client? Who knows when the next client comes in? Well, you have to say no still, because you'll be working on your time, you'll be charging for your time. And if you are doing the work and you're not getting paid well for that work, I don't think it's worth it. Tip number 4, learn to compromise. And what that means is when it comes to web development, you'll notice that a lot of features will be thrown at you, and you'll start to think that you need to build a lot of them from scratch. But in truth is, we have a lot of packages, we have a lot of different services available to us. Meaning that, let's say right now, I want to set up a payment process on my website. I don't have to build it from scratch. I don't have to maintain a database for it. I will simply look on the internet, take a look at what the services are available for that payment process, because I don't want to be responsible for compromising my users' email addresses, or let's say their credit card information. That is something that is a very, very critical part of application. I mean, if you lose that, good luck. So when it comes to web development, you'll have to learn where you can compromise specific features, or what are the tools you can use that are available to you. Tip number 5, web development is not an 8 to 5 job. It sounds cool when I say it's not an 8 to 5 job, but it's actually 24/7, depending on your status. So let's say you're a freelancer, right? and you just built one part of the application that has to do with payment. You're going to sleep and your client texts you at 3 a.m. saying that this endpoint is not working. We have about thousands and thousands of clients coming in right now trying to make a payment, but we're losing money. And it is going to be your job to wake up, to keep on working on this thing till it's working, till it's done. So when it comes to web development, you're waking up, you're making something to work, but you're not just making something to work, you actually have to analyze a lot of things and be awake at any specific given time, depending on what is your contract, depending on what is it breaking. Because if your client cannot get paid when their users come on their website and trying to purchase something, well, potentially you're losing money because they're paying you with those money from their subscribers, from their people that are coming to their platform. So these 5 points are based personally on my experience being a web developer for 5 years, soon to be 6. And I worked at different companies, startups, big tech companies. And if those are the things that you haven't thought about it, I do encourage you to think about it. And that's it, guys. I hope you like this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.